Thank you for the welcome, Commander Alverson and audience, and most importantly, the cadets. I had rehearsal with them yesterday, a brief rehearsal, and I must tell you that they are the most respectful cadets that I've encountered in a long time, and I was amazed at how fit everybody looks around this place. It made me stop for a minute and go, wait a minute, I need to come in at 7 o'clock in the morning with them instead of rehearsal and do the PT sessions with them. Very impressive with time with them, and I'm happy to be here. I will tell you the piece that we just performed is a professional level composition. Just performed it last year at the Capitol with the Navy Band in Washington. And for this band to be able to perform that with one rehearsal, I honestly don't know how they do this well with only 2 hours a week. Commander Alverson and with the leadership and as well the dedication that they must put towards the effort on their instruments is quite impressive to be able to perform that piece. So congratulations, and I thank you for letting me do that. Just very briefly before we go to the next piece, I want to tell you how nice it is to be invited back to South Carolina. Every time I come here, which is not very often, there is a feeling in South Carolina that you get when you come home. And I will tell you that my connection to the Citadel extends even further than just visiting when I was here. My wife now of 29 years, used to be the flute player when she went to Bishop England High School in College of Charleston. She performed in the chapel here with Father Gabe Smith, who was also here in the chapel, and she would perform in the Catholic Masses here. And the reason that I got the opportunity to meet her was when I didn't know her at the time, and I got this phone call from a friend of mine who wanted me to come to a band concert. So I came to the band concert, and a couple of days later, I received this phone call, and the director at the time said, one of my students wants to meet you. And I said, well, that's interesting. You know, where would I have encountered one of your students? Well, she saw you at the band concert and would like to meet you. Well, it just turned out that she was dating a Citadel cadet who was a senior. And that senior had gotten orders to go into the Army, and at the last minute was going to be leaving a little earlier than he had planned. And he was also to be the date for my wife at her high school senior prom. And so when I got this phone call, I didn't know it at the time, but I was being cajoled into being a blind date for high school prom. So I guess 29 years later, I guess if there's any message that I can give the seniors is, you know, as you venture out into your lives when you leave the Citadel, if you have to send out a Dear John letter, just think it really doesn't turn out all that bad for somebody else. But I would tell you that I ended up doing my marriage counseling right here in the chapel at the Citadel, and it is really nice to actually be invited to participate with the cadets on a professional level. So thank you for the invitation, and thank you for your hospitality. Thank you.